The recording now. Hello, everyone. You are welcome to today's class from brattlemulticoncepts Consult. So today's training is going to focus on QuickBooks Desktop training. We're going to focus on QuickBooks Desktop. We all know that there are a lot of versions of QuickBooks, and we have them both in desktop and online stores. The desktop versions of software and the software that we install on our system. So when you launch your system, that is the only time when you can access that information or whatever information you put on the desktop. We also have online versions, which you can work from anywhere on. Imagine you are working online. If you are at home, you can work. You are at work, you can work. You can view your reports. You can send reports. A lot of things while working with online version. But today, what we are looking at today is desktop version, which is what most people use, especially in this part of the world. Perhaps because of one, the price, and two, the lack of renewal. You know, when you talk about online versions, why most people run away from online versions is one, we have the online versions will require renewal every year. Every year you have to pay for renewal when you are using online software. Although is secured, more secured while using online versions, but you have limited control over it. But with desktop, you can also use backup. You can rely on your backups. You do regular backups so that in case the system crashes or something happens to the software, the system, what do? You just reload your backup and you continue the activities. So that is how QuickBooks differ from each other. So when you talk about QuickBooks Desktop, we also have the version of the QuickBooks Desktop. We have premium version, accountant versions, and we also have enterprises. So these three differs they have a little difference in each other. The interface look alike, and let's say they are more or less like let's say 90% um, of the features are the same. So while some has some advanced version of some other functions, some have limited versions on them. So that is on QuickBooks Desktop. So to use QuickBooks Desktop, why do we use QuickBooks Desktop? One, because it simplifies bookkeeping and financial management. Record keeping can be tedious for those of us who are into businesses or who are accountants. We know record keeping can be tedious, and unless you determine to keep your record properly, it can be very difficult to track. But QuickBooks is one of the software that are widely used and make your record keeping seamless. So with QuickBooks, it can help you to automate your invoices, your expenses, your payments, your tax calculations, not computations this time around, calculations, especially the VAT. While some other tax you have to calculate or compute them manually and insert into QuickBooks. So with QuickBooks, when you post normally, you post correctly, it gives you quick reports. You need your trial balances. It makes it easy to get your trial balance. You need your income statement. You get income statement. You can also get other reports, which I'm going to show us as we move on in this class. So, and it enhances accuracy and reduce the manual errors. Most of us that we use Excel to manage finances. Most of the time, the same job we do it like more like 4, 5, 6, even 10 times again. The same thing you have to repeat it. When you need this report, you have to go back again and re-edit your Excel. When you did another one, you still go back again, and you go to do the same thing multiple times because of the nature of the Excel we use. But with QuickBooks, it makes it easier for us to quickly get things done. So, like we said earlier, the training is organized by brattlemulticoncepts Consult, and what do we do at BMC? Like for those who have been with us for some time, we are into trading. We are into accounting, tax, and training of accounting software, data analysis, Excel training, and the rest, data entry, record keeping, and others. So those are the areas of businesses that Brattle Concept can collaborate with professionals and with businesses. Now, so let's move to the object of today. So I'm sharing my QuickBooks right away. I'm going to use QuickBooks Accountant version Desktop 2021. That one has more of a version, more of a particular function than the other. But once you master one, you can actually work on all QuickBooks, or let's say almost all QuickBooks desktop versions that you lay your hands upon. Okay, so we're going to start from scratch. We are starting from scratch. What do I mean by scratch? We are starting from creating a new company. We want to create a new company. Okay, before we go to new company, most of us, perhaps we have some of us who have the QuickBooks software. If you have QuickBooks software, can you just write yes in the chat, in the text message? Can you put yes there? And if you don't have, can you type no in the text box there? Can you type yes in the chat box if you have QuickBooks software installed on your system? So if you don't have it, no problem. There are two ways you can get it. You can just go online, click on the search for QuickBooks Desktop versions. They're going to give you 30 days. You have free 30 days for the desktop version. You have 30 days free, which you can use to practice during that period. So when you go online, you can download. You see no credit card required. Just try for free. You download the QuickBooks and you can practice with it. That is that. And if you don't want to work with the 30 days version, maybe after the class, you can DM and see how you can get a version that can work for you for some time also. Okay, so that is that on getting the software, and the installation is very easy. Just the normal way we install. After downloading the software, you run the software and you move on, until you get to the last stage. If you are using the original version, you're going to have the system, the license, and the perhaps accession code or whatsoever. Okay, for creating a new company on QuickBooks, so you can see from this home page, we have create a new company. We have open or restore an existing company and open a sample company. So let me explain what these three are for. We have create a new company. We use create a new company. When you are creating a new company afresh, like what I'm going to do today, you want to create a new company from scratch. So we use create a new company. Then we have open or restore an existing company. Open or restore an existing company. So when you want to open a new company or restore, it means you already have a backup of a company in existence that you have been using on QuickBooks. So you can restore that existing company from here. Then you want to practice. You are not creating a new company, but you want to practice with sample company that QuickBooks has in the system. You can see when you click on this drop down arrow here, you have different type of company that you can actually try to work on. When you click on it, it will download and you can start practicing with it. You have a sample here. For example, also distribution business, QBW. The QuickBooks is the extension for QuickBooks, just like we have in Excel, XLS or CSV or whatever in Excel. But in QuickBooks, we have the extension to be what? QBW. That is that. And if you are working on a network, you have a QuickBook already installed, you can use Find a Company to find your company on the work on the from the system or from the network. So you can use this Find a Company within a network or on a particular system. Here we have about 3 companies here. Assuming I don't want to see either of these again, what do? I click on Edit List and I can remove the one I don't want here. Again, I can hide this, then see Fitting and Supply, and you can see it's no longer showing on my desktop. Why? I still have in my system, but it will not be opening. This is important when you have restored a company. So you have like 2, 3 names. The same company, you have restored it like 2, 3 times. When you restore the same company for 2 or 3 times, you want to show it needs to be. You see Banco Enterprises, Banco Enterprise, Banco. So that can be confusing at times. When you involve in this kind of thing, just edit the list. Remove the Can you main method, please? Please, main method, everyone. Okay. So with that, you can remain focused on what you want to work on. Okay, let's create a company. I'm going to hit this create a new company. Any question at this point? Okay. Okay, no question. If you have any question, just raise up your hand. And once I'm at the point of answering questions, I'm going to allow you to ask the question. So I want to create a new company. I'm going to use, and one of the advantage of using QuickBooks Desktop is also this. You can see that we have a 3-4 companies. 3-4 companies. You can use the same software for multiple companies. Unlike the online version where you pay one for each of those companies that you have. So I'm going to hit on the create a new company. I have 2 options there. Start setup, and I have detailed start. We have detailed start. When you use detailed start, QuickBooks will take you through each step of the setting. You set up everything one by one. That is when you use detailed start. But when you use startup, that's a quick startup. Just start, and within 2 seconds, your company is already created. So that is this is very fast. Why this will take you step by step and confirm some information that you are likely to need while you are operating the system. Then this is the same thing like restore existing company, and this is a way to convert from other accounting software. There are some accounting software that you can also convert from. So that is what this option is there for. Okay, so I'm going to use let's use start setup here for now. So I'm going to practice. You can practice with both of them, but we have that time to go through all those step by step. So I'm going to create a new company, and like I said, the company name. Let me click on this. So I'm going to use this Excel. I'm going to use the name of the company. I'm going to use. Okay, we have the company name is going to be ABC Limited, but instead I'm going to change it to BMC Limited. I'm going to change the name to what? BMC Limited. So we have BMC Limited. That's going to be the name of the company. We're going to select BMC Limited. So the industry where you operate. So when you are filling forms, especially any online form you are filling, whatever you see asterisk is very compulsory. You cannot skip that area. You can't skip. Wherever you have asterisk, cannot be skipped. You have to ensure you fill that one. Now here we have industries. What do? We don't know what kind of industry is supported. Click on ethnic choose, and you can see different kind of industry that you have here. So we have from accounting or bookkeeping. We have advertising, agriculture, art and writing, photography. So you can see that as I'm clicking on each of these, the accounting setup that QuickBooks has within the system keeps changing. Look at it again. When I'm clicking on this, look at what is happening on this side. So when I change this, you can see that it's changing, giving us the sample chart of account that we are likely to use or we are likely to need. So this is where you select where you want, what kind of company you are interested in creating. And if you are company for a professional who already know what he wants, what do? You can create from scratch. You can use order stroke none. And with this one, there's no chart of account given to you. You can see the chart is empty. So it means you're going to create everything from scratch. So, but if you have any of this, it will give you a sample which you can now edit to suit your own purpose. You can edit those samples to suit your purpose. Now, but for now, I'm going to select none so that we can see how to do everything from scratch. So I'm clicking on OK. Okay, so we have industry is none. Business type. Here we have business type in US. You can see different type of company in US. And we have a QuickBooks US version. And I think we have Canadian version also, UK version also. So, but in this case, we're going to select, I think it's the Canadian version also. So, but the kind of company we have, so we just look at the one that is most closer to the kind of company you are creating for. Not exactly what we have in our area. We don't have single member LLC, multi-member LLC. All these things we don't have it because we have a limited company in our office. Even though we have single director, we have single director now. We now have single director. We have more than one director also. So, but in this case now, let's just pick a corporation. I will pick anyone you like. Just pick. I'm picking corporation for now. And the last one is Planet email. You can just pick. Let me just pick one email here. Let's use okay. Live.com. So I'm using this email for now. So if you want to put your phone number, you can put it there. City and put Lagos. You can see that here we have only limited countries there. So, but instead of having Nigeria, what we have here is just orders. So at this point, you just pick orders. And there's no state. Since we don't have the country here, there's no state. If you have anything similar to your state, you can pick it. But this part that doesn't have asterisk are not that important. So you can pick them and you can leave them if you like. But I can still use LA since I'm in Lagos. I can put phone numbers if I want, and I just create. With this, I can just create my company. It's as fast as that. So the company is being created. Congratulations, you just created the company. Any question at this point? Any question? Okay, so let's assume there's no question for now. So the company is being created. Please kindly let me know if my screen is still off. If there's anything you require. Okay, Hamza Udu, can you go ahead with your question, please?
Okay, sorry, sir. I just see that you left this option blank. There, the address, the employer's ID number, the phone number. Okay, at the process, if you left those options blank, you can still create the company.
Yes.
Okay, but is it necessary?
Those areas with asterisk are the most important part of the setup. Other ones are optional. And those ones that are optional, you can still go ahead and edit them in future. You still have the options of, you have opportunity to edit them. Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Edit. It is not that after you create it, you create them, that's the end. No, it's not the end. You can still go back and edit them. Okay, now we create a new company. I think that answers your question. So you can take your hand down. Okay. Now, so now we are inside QuickBooks. We have to get all the details QuickBooks. So we want to add people to businesses, add products, this and that. But we don't need all this for now. Just click on Start Working. So when you click on Start Working, it will take you to Home tab. It takes you to Home. This is the Home now. It takes you to Home. So this is how the QuickBooks interface look like. This is how the interface look like. And so let me quickly introduce us to the interface before we move to other areas. We have file options on the left side or the top here. We have file. From file, you can create a new company. You can create a new company from existing file. You can open or restore company. You can open previous company. You can open second company. What do you mean by second company? Now we've opened BMC Limited. You want to open, let's say you have another company that you want to open again and work on. That is when you use open second company. In that case, it means you can work simultaneously on two companies while using QuickBooks Desktop. One will be primary and one will be secondary. the one you are working on will be primary, the one in the background will be secondary. So when you switch to the other one, it becomes the primary, and the other one become what? The secondary. That is how the second company works. Then we have from the file, we also have what is called backup company. Remember, at the beginning of the class, I explained that when you use desktop version, one of the important things you must do is backup. You must always back up your document, if not on daily basis, at least 2 times in a week. Ensure you keep your backup because you might wake up one day and the system reveals to come up. What happens if you have not back up in like 1 month and you posted for 1 month? What happened to that month? All the job done. All the job you've done before, after the backup is gone. And that is one of the greatest advantage of the online version of software generally. You know, is in the cloud, as you are closing, it's backing up automatically. But in the case of desktop version, QuickBooks, Tally, Stage 50, all those desktop versions, the most important thing to do is to ensure that you create your backup like every day before you close. It doesn't take time to create a backup. For example, let me create a backup now. I'm going to select local backup. This is local backup. I click on next. Then I can select where I want the backup to be. Where I want to put backup, I can put the backup in, let's say, in my download for now, and I hit OK. Then OK. Then use this location that I just selected. Then save it now. So this is the name, and this is the name is going to take BMC Limited backup March 20, 2025, 11:07. So within 2 or 3 minutes, if you have large data sets, within 2 minutes, your company is back up. And if you have a few data, like in our case now, you can see you have a backup. So before you close every day, you create a backup. You create a backup every day before you close your company. So that is that. So what else again do we have on this? So we have print forms, all this one and not. So if you're using like 3 users, 5 users, 10 user version, you can switch to multi-mode user, where 3, 4 people, 10 people, 100 people can work together at the same time. When you switch to multi-user mode, it means multiple people can work together simultaneously. Somebody does not need to log out before somebody comes in. No, everybody has to log in together, can log in together and work together at the same time. So that's it. Then we move to edit. Edit. Under this edit, we don't appreciate edit much until when you are using a function. For example, I click on enter bill. Let me click on edit. You can see that we now have more options there. You can create new bill, duplicate bill, memorize bill, void bill, copy bill. I can do a lot of things now because I've selected something here. If I'm on invoice, so the edit will be based on the invoice also. Let me select invoice and then go back to edit again. When I click on edit, you can see it has changed what I have there based on my selection. But there is something here that is common to all. So without select anything, we have preferences. And you see, this preferences is very, very important in QuickBooks. When you want to change something that relates to, that will change the system, the way your QuickBooks works, or the way the QuickBooks treats a particular transaction, we use what is called preferences. We're going to get there also in this class. So we have view. So view will show you where you want your icon to show, how you want to show your view. If I select top icon bar, you can see these icons are on left. If I put it on top, you can see that it has come to the top. So, and view, this is just a way by which you want your view to show. Your search box, you want your search box to show, or you don't want to show, you can make it open or remove. Via favorite menu, you want it to show or not. So then we'll have list. These are where you can see item list, account list, list, all those lists. A lot of this area. We have favorite. Now we don't have any favorite yet. We have accountant. Because I'm using accountant version, not all soft or QuickBooks have this particular tab. But because that I'm using the version that has this version, that's why I have this. So if you don't have it, no problem. That's not, it doesn't affect anything you are doing. But this always give you opportunity to do some batch posting and other things there. So that's the major advantage of this. But most of what you have here can be done using any of other tabs also. So we have company. On the company, you can go to home page, the company snapshot, calendar, document, lead, my company. So set up password. Here, you can edit some of the information that you've not edited. Like somebody was asking, if you have not inputted something. So can you see now? Now, when I click on my company, it takes me to this place where I can now come back again and add any missing information. I can add missing information from there. And say, okay, my address is Lagos, or you could do Lagos, Nigeria, you could do Lagos. Yeah, yeah, I can put phone number 090 this 123 So I can put anything there and I hit okay. You can see there are two things there. Now it has changed. When I created it, I only created one, but now we have two things: contact information and legal information. So if you want to use, perhaps they're using one name to trade, but there is a real different name of the company, you can have it, you can have them different. But if they're not different, no problem. You can just keep the same name and it's okay. So I think I'll update that. It's asking me that I now update the go address. Okay. So let me just close that. Okay, so I've updated this and that. Okay. So I'm going back to my old tab. Then we'll have company. So we are still on company. A lot of things you can do here. Set up users. This is where admin. If you are the admin of the company, the big admin, this is where you go to create. You can create users. You want to have somebody or somebody has resigned. You want to remove that person. You set up users. This is where we set up the users, and perhaps if we get there, we're going to do something like that. For now, we're going to skip that. Or you want to change somebody's password, you can change the password there. You can see that when I log in, I didn't create password for myself. At this point, when I click on set up password, this is where I will need to even have, I'm currently the admin, I will need to create a password for myself for future purpose. So I'm creating one for what? Let me create another company for Aki. So Aki, and password will be then next. Now it's asking me, I'm creating for Aki. What do you want this user to have access to? Because okay, these users will have access to all data in QuickBooks. Fine. That is for somebody. If for your consultant, sometimes you have a consultant in your company. You can, when you have external consultant, you use this option. If you have all access to QuickBooks, except sensitive customer data, like credit card, numbers, and the rest. So select some area. So I'm going to use this option now. We want to select some area for QuickBooks user Aki. Now, click on next. Because I've selected area, so it will take me through all this process. Do I want Akim to have access to sales and account receivables? I can say, okay, let him have full access for sales and next. Then purchase and payable, no access to purchases, and no access to this, no access to this. Only sales and receivables is Akim going to have access to. So, okay. Change or delete transactions. Okay, we can allow him to edit transactions that he has created. But if you don't want it to, have access, you click on no also. So should this user have ability to change the time that was recorded before the closing date? Okay, let's say no. The closing date in QuickBooks means that when you set up the closing date, for example, we are in March, you can say the closing date for February transaction for all months is on the 10th of the next month. When you make 10th of the next month a closing date, it means that all the staff who does not complete his posting by that 10th will not be able to post to February again. You know, somebody asked February transaction to post on, but it's already on the 10th. By the 11th, the person will not be able to post on February again. That is the essence of the closing. That's what the closing date is all about. So, but something he has posted before. Do you want us to give him the right to do that? In most cases, it's no, because as an accountant of a company, you have submitted your monthly report where you claim that your net sales is 1.5 million, but somebody made a mistake in that report, and unknown to you, he just went back to go and change it to 1.3. So when you are out of the date, I think before the person can change it, he must be able to come to you and let you know that he had a mistake, so that you can reflect that in your report also. So we can just finish from here, and then you can see now we have Akim. So if you log in if Akim logs into this system now, you're not able to do anything apart from sales and receivables only. That is how to create users. So if you want to set the closing date, you can set the closing date from here. Now this means that all this to end as also date on the 6th of every month or on the 10th of every month or the mid of the month. That's when you want the closing days to be. So that is that. So I'm going to close this and we move on. So company and the chart of account is there. Still go together and the other things there. Then we have the customer. So I think all of these are other ones. These are where we're going to work in this training. So let's start with the top tab icon there for now. So let me go back to my editorial workbook. We are going to start with chart of account. So I believe we all know what chart of accounts are. If you are not an accountant and you don't know what chart of accounts, no problem. You know, in every money you spend in account must have a meaning. When you are doing a business, you spend money for something. You must have what you spend that money for. And what you spend that money for, you have an heading. For example, we send somebody to go and buy file from market. When you bought the file, how do you classify that money? In accounting, most times we call it stationery. So if you call it stationery, that's a grand name for all the purchases of all the expenses you incur on stationeries, printing, all those things that have to do with stationeries in your office. I hope that clarifies that. Send somebody to Lukoju, somebody travels to Ibadan. All those ones you can put them under what? Under transportation expenses. So that stationery, because it will be difficult for you to now list all purchase of book, purchase of this, purchase of that. No, you just put everything under stationery. All your transport under transport. All your credits under credit. That is what that's all about. But for the accountant, I think we already know what this is all about. Now, and the account type here, I'm going to hide this because this is just the basic. But all I'm going to use is not actually this. I'm going to hide this for now, and I'm going to see how we use the right one. Okay, we're going to start with let me go back to source account. I can select chart from here. I have chart under the company here. Also, source account. I can pick from here. So whichever place I want to use my source account, I can just open my source account. By default, this account comes with QuickBooks by default. We have this account as default, and there's nothing we are going to do about this for now. Just leave this. We can only edit these ones. We cannot delete them. They are default settings. You cannot delete this one. We can edit them. For example, account receivables, you want to edit it. When you click on it, you can right click and click on what? Edit. Edit. Like, okay, we don't want account receivables, we want to name it trade receivables or debtors. Trade debtors. If that's the name you want to give it, no problem. That is it. I've changed it to what? Trade receivable. But I cannot delete them. But the other ones that we are going to create now are deletables. Now we're going to start with what? With cash. This is likely to be, there are two kinds: cash sales, cash anything, or petty cash. Whichever name you call it, impress, any name you like, you call it, you include that. And how do you create a new one? You can right click on anything here, or you can come down here. Under this account, you can see the account here. There is an arrow. Can you see this arrow here? You can click on new. So what are we creating now? We are creating cash. And account, cash can stand for bank. Cash and bank, they are the same account. When I click on bank, can you see what bank account is all about? Create one for each cash, such as petty cash, checking, savings, money market, and more. So just click on continue. So for all your cash transactions on bank, we are going to create them as what? As bank. That is the reason why I removed that current asset. So they are still under current assets. They are under assets, but at the same time, they have their specific name. So I'm going to call this one petty cash. Petty cash. And go to click. So we have opening balance. Since we have opening balance, we can just bring in the opening balances here. The balance here is 500,000. You can come here and just type enter opening balance, which is 500,000. If you don't have opening balance, no problem. Since we are starting company in January 1, you just pick December 31st for your opening balance, because the closing balance for 1 year is the opening balance for the other year. So it's always good to stay at least 1 day before the new accounting period. So save, you have two options there. Okay, you can save and new or save and close. If you want to do, we still want to do more. We still have one more thing to do here. Just do what? Save and new. So that you can see it still allow us to do the next one. So the next thing we're going to create now is what? Is bank. Now, please, let's look at this area very well. We have GT. We have two banks accounts in Guaranteed Trust Bank. So for these two accounts that we have, we can use these two accounts. We can create it in such a way that two of them can be a sub account to GTB. Now let's see what I mean about that. I will just create GT Bank. GT Bank account. I just click Save and New. Now I've created a GT Bank account. I want to create for these two bank accounts now. So let me just create the first one. I'm going to pick this GT Bank 010 with 90,000. I will just come and do Control V. GT Bank 010. This is one account. Perhaps most people use the ending account value, the account number to differentiate them. If you don't have, if that is not your own case, you can put the branch GT Bank, Adebeshin, GT Bank, or Webby, if you like, just something to differentiate them. Now, because we want them to be a sub account, we click on the sub account and we select GT Bank here. So it means that this account is what? A sub account to what? GTB. So let me click on this. I think the balance is 950 or so. 950,000. 90,000. Remember, we are going to explain the balance at when. When is this balance we're talking about? The balance is the closing balance. That's closing balance at December 31st last year. And then click on what? Save and new. The second GT Bank now, we have this 0025. That is 200,000, right? Come back here and we select the sub account. I'm going to show you how this is going to reflect the essence of all those sub accounts. This we have opening balance. If you don't want to input open balance, that's not compulsory. You can use journal to bring in your balances later. But the best, if you have your chart balance ready, that will give you quick solutions than to come back and be doing that later. 200,000 as at when? As at 4th December 24. You can OK and then click on save. Let's close. Let's save and close now. Let's view our chart of account. Okay, now you can see what we have here. GT Bank 1,150,000. We have GT 025 100 and the 010 to 950. So this addition of the two is showing us what we have in GT Bank. That is how sub account works. That is how what sub account works in QuickBooks. Any question? Or if you have your QuickBooks, can I give you like 1 minute to practice that? If you don't have it, you can just move on. So we have this 200, and you can see petty cash. So as we are inputting the figure, an account has been opened here. And you see an account has been opened for us, which is housing all the differences. Opening balance equity. All the adjustments, whatever you are putting into your opening balances will reflect in this account. So if you have on a normal day, when your balance balances, this account must be zero at the end of the day. When your liabilities and assets equals, this account must be zero at the end of the whole thing. This account must be what? Must be zero. But if it's not zero, it means you still have a lot of work to do to ensure that your account balance. So when you see this balance in any of your clients, GL, opening balance equity, as some figures, please raise alarm. That is not the capital. This is not capital. It is adjustment. It's like suspense. You know, when we were in school, there is the concept of what's called suspense. Even though in real life, there's not like suspense in business. You can't tell your MD that you have suspense of 2 million. You have to explain how you get suspense in the account. There's no suspense in real life, really. It's just something that you have to come back again to come and resolve. You suspend it, but you must check. We must explain where they are, or you must find why the suspend. Okay, that is good. Now, there's something here. Notice something here. We have account code. But what we have been doing does not have code. How do we introduce account code to this? Let's click on new, and I want to create another bank called Zenith Bank. I want to create a Zenith Bank account, select bank, and then continue. Now I select. So how can I put the number there? Can you see? There's no place for those account codes here. How do we now add the account code into this? That's one of the advantage of what? That's one of the use of edit. I'm going to click on edit. Remember, I said we use preference to change some of the settings that are basic settings in QuickBooks. Click on preference, and under accounting here, company preference, I want to use account number. You see this option? Let me come back again. I come back to edit, preference. Then I select accounting. I have this preference telling me that my preference is autofill memo in general entry. If you don't want that, you can uncheck this. But that doesn't, we don't have anything to do with that now. Company preference. You want to show the account number? Yes. And do you want to show the lowest sub account only? You can see that in our chart, we have GTB 010, GTB 025. If you don't want to show the main GTB, so that it don't confuse you like we have 3 accounts. If you don't want to show the GTB, the main one, the top account, you can just check this. But we don't need that for now. And these are other things you can also do here. Okay, let me check this. I'm going to explain this class later. Class. Sometimes when there are some places where you work, and let's say a company has a different department or different department, yeah, or different cost center, and you want to allocate some expenses to different cost centers. We use what is called class for that. So let me click OK, and let's leave this place. Click OK, and now you can see we have the number here. And you see that now we can input number. Now we want to use number, and what is the number for Zenith Bank? 1020, right? Zenith Bank is 1020. Zenith 8,000. Zenith Bank 1020. Zenith Bank, and this is not sub account, and we have 850,000, and ending date is the same date we are using, and it's okay, and save and close. Now we are not setting up all lines, please. So you can see now that Zenith Bank now has this number. You can see the numbering here for Zenith Bank is showing, while the other one does not have. So other ones you can still go back and edit them. Also, I think this one is 1,000 for cash. I can just right click and click edit. So we have it here now. We have 1,000. Save and close. So now we have numbers for this, and we can also have the same thing here. Okay, let's say we have for GTB now. I think it's 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1. Okay. Okay. This one we can have a main account and have sub under them. Let's do 1010 for it. I'm going to use 1010. Let's use 1010 for the main account. Save and close. And for other one we can add A and B, or we can make it 1112. Edit this, make it 1010 3. Save and close. And we can have the other one to be 1010 edit. Okay, that is how to create those ones. So let's look at other one. Account receivables. Our receivables currently stand at 600,000, and like I said, you can see that receivable is one of the accounts that is inbuilt into the system. So we will not be able to import. You will not import receivables into QuickBooks. Unlike say, instead you can import receivables, but in QuickBooks you cannot import receivables because The receivable has to tie with customer who is owing you. You could just say that we have 7,000. Who are the one owing that 7,000? So that is the reason why we cannot bring in receivables directly into through the chart of account. We are going to import the customers and bring their balances. So when we bring customers and their balances, it will appear in the receivables balance. Is that okay? Hello, are you with me? Can you unmute and talk?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yes, we are with you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we are with you, sir.
Okay, good. So that is what that is why we will not be able to.
Sir, please, I can't see your screen again.
Is that so with other people?
No, I can't see your screen.
My screen is off. I'm asking other people too. If they are not seeing, that means only you. Let other people confirm.
No, I can
Can
see
you
your
see my screen?
I can see
my
your
screen. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe it's from your end. Can you exit and rejoin? If you cannot see my screen, you can exit and rejoin. That is from your hand. Okay, thank you very much. So let's move on. So the next thing we have here is okay, but we can rename this account number so that we can have something uniform. You can see some people we have 5 digits, 4 digits, 6 digits, all those things. These are not that good. So we have trade tables. What is the number here? We have our table is 1030, and payable is what? 2000. 1030, 2000. You can just come there. Edit. We have to 30. 10, 30, save and close. And we have this to what? 2000. You just remove 1 0 here. And save and close. So that's all. Okay. What else again do we have there? There's okay, inventory, raw material. Okay, this also, we'll leave this until we're able to bring the materials in. When we bring the materials in, we're going to bring them with the quantity available in store and their balances. But I think, do we have inventory here? Inventory here. Do we have inventory here? There's no inventory here, right? We can create inventory account. We have new, and the inventory, does it belong to any of these? No. Inventory does not belong to any of these. It's not income, not expense, not fixed asset, not bank, not loan, and not equity. But we still have other option here. You have this other option here where you can also select, okay, what other option? Where can the inventory belong? We have other current assets, we have other assets, and I think that's all. So inventory is not just other assets. I think we can use inventory as current assets. Other current assets is something we want to finish within 1 year. Nobody wants to keep an inventory for like 5, 10 years. So inventory is within 1 year, and it's going to be what? Current assets. So okay, even here we have other include prepare expenses, employee cash, inventory, loan. You configure, and then you write inventory here. We have inventory of what? We have inventory of raw material, 1040, 2 million. Okay, let me copy it straight. One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, sorry. I said I don't want us to bring in this until we bring in the items that make up that 2 million. So click on save and close, and we have it. Inventory is already here now. Then we have next one. We have what? Fixed assets, machinery. Okay, another point now. This point, exactly what we did. Sometimes you can just you can create your fixed asset and then accumulate the positions without any sub account. But in most cases, in account we work with in the account. What we need the cost, and we need net book value. So how do we? If you want to use sub account, it means if you want to use net book value, it means you're going to use what is called sub account. So I'm going to create an account for machinery, which is I'm going to name it net book value. And proceed. That is 1050, right? 1050, okay. Or I may not even give numbers to my base. This is I can generate a good number for that. Fixed assets and configure. Can call this net book value, NBV. Net book value. That's okay. Save and close and new. So here we can now create another one and call this one cost. cost. This cost will not be what? Sub-account to all these assets we show here. Since we only have one now, you can see this is the account to what? To this, and the value of this is what? I think is 5 million. 5 million, and the depreciation is 1.8 million. And copy them, so don't come back again. We can come here. The cost is what? 5 million. Okay, that is the cost, and save and new. Then we'll have it again here, machineries. Oh, I didn't put account in that. Accumulated depreciation, and a sub account to this, and here we have 1.8 million as of when. Okay, now this should be minus, because this is going to minus. We're going to minus this from what? From the fixed asset, which is accumulated depreciation. I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to the numbering here. We have 1090 here, 1090 here, 1090. So we have save and close. Let's save and close and view what we have done. So this is, I think this is 1040 something. This is 1050. Let me edit this. This is 1050. And we have save and close. Now you can see that the difference between this is showing in the book value. You can see that our net book value is 3.2 million, because we have the cost to be what? 5 million, and we have accumulated depreciation to be 1.8 million. The depreciation and the cost added together to give us what? The net book value. Is that clear? Any question on that? Any question? Okay, can move on. Okay, Mr. Akinwumi, your question.
Thank you, sir. Must we create that net book value? Is it compulsory that you must pay that?
No.
Okay.
It's not compulsory that you must create that. And even when you create that, you can even make it not visible also. Like we said, when we are creating preference, we mentioned that you can come and say, okay, you really want to show the lowest account only. It will not show. Okay, your account contains account without numbers. You cannot use the show only person with blank account numbers. Okay, so because some accounts does not have no, so we have this does not have account number. Okay, let's give the account number so that we can demonstrate that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, 10, 50. Oh, the account number will be, the number will be the same. Okay, let's make it 1. Let's make it 1. So that okay. It should be the same. It should be the same thing if I use 1050. Okay, what I'm saying is this. Let's go back here and go back to preference. Then we can. So if you can have it and you don't want to show, it will not show. You can see that. Oh, refresh. It's there. Okay. Choose lowest of account only. So it should show this. But it's not compulsory that you have this shown. So if you don't want it, you don't want to have this. It means you only create the cost and the depreciation only. But if you want to show, you want to see the net value as a figure, you can also have this. And when we go to report, you can see under report here. Let's quickly see the balance sheet we have for now. We have a balance sheet standard. So you can see that we can close this and have the GTB only. You can close this and have this. So that's the essence of having the net value sometimes. You can only see it, you can just see the net value straight away without having to be cracking your brain to see the difference between the plus and minus. That's the advantage of having the debt as a sub account. Okay, so let's go back to the home tab. See where we are. So let's go back to the home tab, and we have You can see on the chart of account, right? Okay. So we have created one. I don't think we should create all. So we can now go ahead and do vehicle building this at your own place. So we have payables, then we have loan payables. We have loan payable to BOI, loan payable to BOI. Okay. Now we've not created BOI as a vendor, but we can create loan payable. I'm looking at the balances. Then, if you create the balance, no problem. We can just use. In that case, we're going to use GL to remove this. Okay, let's create it. Let's create loan balance, loan payable 2010. This and this. So copy the three of them. So let's come back to new. So loan, we can create next. So we can create this numbers, the loan payable, and the balance as of when, and then it's okay. Save and new. So we have created that. Once again, do we need here again? Other payables. Okay, we can also create that. Other payables, Control C, and Control C, and Control C. Okay. Other payables. These are other payables. Now we can see, because we are still on the save and new, so we have options to choose from here. So payables, these are other liabilities, and the name is what? Other payables, and no sub account. That account code is 2020, and I think we have balance there. We have the balance. Oh, I didn't copy the balance. Sorry. 500,000. No, 200,000. Okay. Okay. Save and new. What is again? And as it is also, all these things are doing, we can also do not start whatsoever, but we also have the option here also. We have the option to import from Excel. We have the option to import from Excel, but QuickBooks works better with the option of copy and paste. Import from Excel. It works better when it comes to copy and paste than import. Not loading. So that's when you can see that it will take much time to be creating one by one. That will be too tedious and time consuming. So you can it's not loading really. So, and we also have the option to import also from here. We also have the import from here also. You can import Excel file, this and that from here also. So that is but I don't know why it's not responding at all. It's never responding at all. So that's how to create chart of account. And I think we are good with this. What is the gap we're creating again? We have everything we're supposed to create. You can see how to create every other chart of account, and there is the equity also. The owner's equity is 2 million. That's going 2 million. So let's quickly create that. Let's create that. So that's equity. Oh, we already have equity here, which is a capital stock, right? You can just edit what we have here. We have this. We have the name, the wallet, finance equity, or any name you like, any name of your choice. It can be share capital. It can be share capital. It can be whatever name you give to it. What matters is what action is it going to perform. That's the account type. So share capital, finance equity, capital, anything you like. Our guys in the house will tell you the best name to use. for that. So the value is there, and this and hit OK. So click save and close. So we have retain earning. Retain earning also, you can also click on this, edit this, edit retain earning. This okay, the name is already, I think the name is good. Only the number and the value only. Number 3010 and the value. We have this as of when. If you see anything I'm doing that is not clear, please raise up your hand so that we can explain that before we move far. Anything that is not clear, right? Kindly, oh, did I put a balance there?
Not that type of balance.
Say what?
Brother, is it not my card?
Okay.
We'll ask for that.
Yes, no card.
They said they don't want that. I'm less concerned.
Please, can you mute, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, okay, it's there already. Okay. Okay. So what is again do we need there? I think everything we need is already captured. Everything we need there is already captured. That's good. So every other thing now, we can go ahead and do that as our own. So we also have other accounts that are not asset. They are not balance sheet items. So this other balance is also when you are bringing in. Let's quickly create one or two. We have the sales revenue. You can have different kind of revenue. Revenue from this, revenue from that, revenue from anything you like. Just create. Like I said earlier, you can have different cost centers and different servers. So you can also name your revenue. You see that most companies don't have just this revenue. They have different headings for the revenue, which we might likely create more as we go ahead in this class. But for now, let's just create revenue as a major server income. Then we have continue. Then we have this revenue. You know, revenue cannot have opening balance. You don't carry it over to another year. It's going to end at the end of the year. But if you are, let's say you are setting up within the period, we are setting up in what period are we? We are in March, and you are using February ending closing balances. You know, we already have sales. We already have sales in January, February. Are you getting me? So what if you bring them in as opening balance? It will treat them as sales, as a sale. If you just treat it as invoice rather. Are you getting me? So in that case, the best way to do that, you can use journal voucher. You can use journal. We're going to get there. You can use journal to bring in your balances when you are setting up in the middle of the period. Are you getting me? You can see that even there it doesn't even give us space for opening balance. Yeah. So I'm going to click on save and new, and we have other revenue also, other income, interest income, all other income are there. Let me select this, Control C, and Control C. We have other incomes, so other incomes are there. So we have this option, and have other income, like name, save and new. Then what else again do we have here? We have cost of sales, and then we have the number. Yeah. Cost of sales. Let's check it out. We have the cost of goods sold. Have this, and then we have this as a name. Cost. Sometimes in the rate setting, you might have the cost for different. The same way we have income for different cost centers. You can also have what do you call it? Cost for different cost centers too. Because of those cost of sales, COS. You can be COS dash this, COS dash that, COS dash all those things. You can just have those ones. Then what again do we have here? We have a foiling cost, overhead cost, depreciation, and I think we can let's just add two. Control C, Control C. then Control C, then Control C. We can go and create the other ones maybe before tomorrow's class. New, I have expenses. Next, we have this, and then we have this. Okay, no, it's up to anything. Now close. Yeah, we have this. So we have new again, and here we use this, and we have this. So expenses, next we have this, and we have the name. So I think we have touched almost all part of the account headings that we might likely need. So, but to do the remaining, you can go ahead and do that at our places when we get it. You can do the main ones when we get there. Okay, so that is that on the chart of account. So the next, any question before we move to the next one? So the next one we're going to look at is here. We're going to add some things there. That's the currency. Currently now, the currency should be in US dollar. I'm sure, I think so. Let's go to report and see the report we have here. Oh, sorry, we are seeing that we've not posted any options for the period. Let's check the balance sheet. And that summary. Okay, it's not showing the currency now. Let me export it here. I think it should be in US dollar now. It should be in US dollar. Or let's see another report. Just so we've not created the first also. It should be in US dollar by now. But how do we change the currency? So let's quickly do that without wasting time. That is another thing we do under what? Under edit. We set preference. And here we have we want to change currency, right? So let's check down here. Let's check down here. Currency. This is multiple currencies. Can you see multiple currencies? Click on company preference. Yes, I use more than one currency. Are you sure you want to turn on this? Click on yes. Now, what are we changing to? We only have 4 currencies here. How do we get into Naira? We use view more currencies. Okay. At this point, you can type that you can start with Nigeria in NGN. Oh, sorry, already. Okay, no problem. You can scroll down and find that. If that is not for Nigeria, I think for that Nigeria should come. Sorry, that should work. Nigeria. It's still not showing up, brother. You can just come down here and pick Nigerian Naira. Make it active. You're about to select a non-USD home currency, Nigerian Naira. Yes. Are you sure you want to select a non-USD? Yes. Now you can click on OK. This is now that we have been able to denominate the company file will now close and reopen with the updated settings. Remember, preference is used to change settings in the QuickBooks system. Okay. So the settings, we have changed the settings now. That is by changing the currency to what? To Naira. So our default currency now is what? Is Naira now. Okay, so and I will not work on this yet. This is on the previous one. Now, let's move on. When we get there, we will see the effect of not creating some of the settings and how to solve that problem when we get there. So the next I'm going to look at is customers. We are moving on that sheet now. Call what? Customers now. Customers. Email and address. Okay, so we have the customer 1 to customer 20. So let's create our customer. How do we create customer in QuickBooks? How do we create customer in QuickBooks? I'm going to select here. We have customer option here. Can you see the customer option? Click on it. When you click on this, we have what is called customer center. We have customer center. This is where you create a new customer. Again, let me show us again. We want to see how to create a new customer. How do we do that? Go to customer and select customer center. So at the top of customer center, you can see we have new customer and job, new transaction, this and that. This new contract and job, we have new customer and you can add job. For example, if you have a customer, if you have a different contract that you want to track differently, for those who engage in construction, XYZ Limited give us a house to build at Ilukwaju, another house to build at Yaba. They are different jobs, and we want to track them separately. You can use the job also. We also use this for school. We also use job for school, whereby you create primary one, JS1 as a new customer. You not create all the students as different jobs under that class. So in that case, it's easy for you to see everything under JS1 at the same time, or JS2 and the rest. So that's the method we use to create, and one of the methods we use to create the school when you are working with accountant fashion, premier fashion. So I'm going to click on new customer now, and then the name of the customer now is what? The first customer ID is this, the customer name is this, the contact person is this, the phone number is this, the customer email is this, and the address is Lagos. Okay, so I think I've copied everything I needed. So the customer name is Alpha Manufacturing Limited. This is where I talk about the balances now. So we can bring in, let's give this guy the balance that we want to carry from we are going to give him all the balances that we have here straight away. We don't waste our time. I think it's 200,000 or so. 600,000. We're going to give everything to this Alpha. 600,000. Remember, like I said, if you are working with, if you are bringing your system, you are launching system in the middle of the year. I want to use mid-term, mid-period. If you click on this, it's going to treat that invoice, please. It's going to be like a revenue for this year. So it's better you use GL to bring in your open balances, and that. Yes, I mean your debtors open balances. Okay, the currency is in Naira. The contact person, the company name is the same thing. The only thing in this case, when you are in a hurry, the only place that is important is this line only. Every other thing you can ignore them. Once you put something inside there, you can go ahead, you can continue with anything you are doing. Every other thing down here are optional. They are not compulsory for you. Exactly. They are not compulsory, but if you put them, fine and good for you. But it's not, they are not what? They are not compulsory. We have John Doe. So John Doe. So I'm bringing open balance here because it's last year. That's why I put the open balance here. Please note that very well. That area can be confusing. Okay, so any other thing here? Okay, phone number. I think we have a phone number here, which is this, and the email address. We have email address here, and the address. We can add something here. Lagos. It's okay. Now the payment settings here. You have okay. You have payment settings. Account number. All these ones you don't really need them. Credit limit. If the company, if you want to impose credit limit on this particular customer, you put it there. If it's 10 million, the moment you use 10 million, you cannot add any credit to that person again. If you want to buy anything on credit without paying what you have on grant, this is that is that. And we have payment terms also, where you can pay in 30 days or due on receipt or next 30 days or whichever. And you can even add more. If you want to customize, the payment period. For example, if you work with people who pay in 90 days. 90 days. So, okay, 90 days. And standard net due in 90 days. Okay, if it is date driven, how many days before whatever, all this one, you can just check them and see how they work. So for now, we're going to stay with this and say, okay. So you can decide how to add new payment term. But for now, I'm going to use due on receipt. I'm going to be view on the sheet, and then we have sales tax settings. We've not set up any of our sales tax. So we have additional information. If you want to, if you have group, you have different customer types. You can create customer type here also. If you have customer, we have regular customer, we have working customer, we have credit customer. All these customer types that companies do have, you can create, you can add. So all these one are optional, like I said. If there is a representative, a company representative that is in charge of any of the customer, perhaps you want to link it to sales person, you can also add that from admin here. Then job information, you have a job description that it does. Maybe there's a particular job you want to attach into, maybe construction or whatever. You can do that here also, and it's okay. So now we've created our first customer who is paying us 600,000. Let's create another one. Let's create another customer. Another customer is this Beta Enterprises. Okay, now let's quickly go and create new customer again. New customer. So we have his name to be what? To be James Smith. No, I think that is not the name. Not the name. Beta Enterprises. The balance, no balance of this. I have company name. This. I have the name. So this James Smith. Want to add Mr. or Mrs. You can also add from here, or Mrs. Anyone you like. So the phone number, and we have it here. And we have this, so the customer email. So you can just hit OK. So that is a simple way by which you can create customers. What about when we have, so the next thing is when we have multiple, we have plenty lists, we want to bring them in. How do we do that? Okay, there's something happening here. The customer does not have ID number. We don't have ID number. Let's check if we can do that here under preference also. Click on customer. Under here. Customer ID. Never see all that. Please. Not showing here. Method. One into this. 9%. And there will be some time called don't add any to do. Like this does not support that. This panel does not have that. You can confirm add this one for now. Or do you see any option here where you can add ID? No. There's no ID, no customer ID here. National information. And this. There's no ID, no customer ID here. Okay. So what we want to look at now is we want to bring in multiple customers, all our lists. We want to bring in multiple customers now. How do we bring in all these customers together at once? That's one of the good side of QuickBooks also. Like I said earlier, it supports copy and paste. Where we do copy and paste in Excel, then we are going to use do copy and paste in QuickBooks. Okay, so let's see how to do that. Another time. new customer. Here you can see we have something here called add multiple customers or job. I'm going to click on this add multiple customers now. Add multiple customers. So you can see that we have all this long list that we need to fill to create. So this will be too much for us. We don't need all this. What column do we need? How do we reduce the column we have here? And since we are selecting all the customers, just click on customize column at the top here. Can you see customize column here? Select this customize column and let's look at the column that we don't need for now. We don't need we have the name, customer name, Miss or Mr. We don't need the middle name. Just remove. It will come here. Anything you remove will jump here. Anything you need here, when you click on it, it will jump here. You add when you click on something here, you add it. When you click something here, you remove it. Okay. The fax, we don't need fax, we remove. Alternative phone, we remove. And copy email, we remove. And remove. Sorry. Email. We have email. So let's bring that back. Email again. Email address. Right. So we say okay. Now we have how many columns now? We only have like if we don't need this Miss or Mrs. That's a Mr. or Mrs. Something we don't need it. We can remove it once. Okay. Remember, in all this, the only important column is this column 1 only. The only important column is this column 1 only here. So let's quickly arrange our invoice in this order. But something is happening. We need we have to create this twice. Insert. So we have the name appears twice, right? If we look at this, we have the name and the company name, which they are the same. Then we have the first name and last name. So it means we have to split this name into 2. First name and last name. So let's quickly split into 2. And I'm going to click on this. Let's start from here. Go to the data tab, text to column, and there is a space between them. Click on next, the left space, and it's okay. So it is split into 2. Just click on finish. So we have the name. We call this one first name. And we have this to what? The last name. So when you have a name together, you don't need to stress yourself. Just use that method to split name instead of you to go and start typing the names again from one by one again. No, you don't need that. Just use that option. So what next after the name? What's the next one? Main phone number and the email. All right. Main phone number, this phone number, and email address. So we don't need this address here. So let's copy from number 3 now. Since we have covered, we copy everything. Just copy everything and go and paste in QuickBooks. Go to 3rd row and press Ctrl V. Paste. Sometimes when you copy, it can show red. If it's showing red, go and click on that red and see what error is there. But in this case now, I think everything is in order. Just save change. Now we have all our customers created. Let's go back to Customer Center and see. You can see the list of our customers now here. Now all our customers are created. Any question at this point? Before we move to the next. Just created our customers. What else again? Any question at this point? A minute, please. Today, you want to do that today? Okay. That's customers. The next thing is vendors. Let's go to look at the vendors. The same thing that happens to customer is what the same way we are going to treat vendors also. The way we treated customer, we're going to treat vendors the same way. So let's go back to QuickBooks. We know what vendors mean, right? The supplier. Customers are our clients. Vendors are our suppliers. I'm going to click on Vendor Center. I'm going to see our vendors there also. So let's create a new vendor. A new vendor first, before we bring in multiple vendors now. So we have the name, the contact person, the phone number, the email, and the address if you need. So you don't need all those for now. just the important. The only important part is this vendor. Sorry. The most important part of it is this vendor only this part. ABC raw material limited. That is the only one that's important there. Every other thing there are not that important. Okay, I think we can give all the payables there, also. So this guy, payable is what? 2.750. We are owing him 2,750,000 at that point, the end of last year. Remember, the same thing that are applicable to invoice. Don't bring in open balance during the period. If you bring open balance during the period, unless you are sure that the open balance is for that year. If you are carrying something forward from previous year, please don't bring it in. It will add it to your revenue for the year. This note that area very well. So we have this ABC. Then followed by what? The name. Peter. Okay. I'm calling it Obina. Then any other information you have, you can just put it, and they are not important. You know, they are good if you have details. If you don't have it, there's no crime in that. The important aspect is just this name. That's the most important part of all this. It's okay. Now we have our first customer, ABC Raw Materials Limited. And is it. Okay. Next thing is, I will not create that one. I'll just add multiple. Let's add multiple the same way we did that. We have saved the changes already. I'll create this. Let's add multiple vendors. So the same place we created that, we also create this here. We have customer, we have vendors. Service part, these are the inventory. So let's go to vendors now. And we need, how many columns do we need? We need this column, this column. We don't need this column, let's remove them. This column should be removed. This column should be removed. This column should be removed. And this column should be removed. This one should be removed. So if you want to, you can also move up or move down. You can move this one before this, if you like. You can move it after this. So that doesn't matter also. So let's click on OK. And we have how many columns now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to format this to be 6 columns also. Our vendors with 6 columns. We have this. I'm going to duplicate this inside. So we have that. Let's Control R. I use Control R to fill it to the right. Then I want to split this into 2. Remember, we change this to Obina. Okay. So we have this data. There's a column. The limited. Next. Space. Finish. We have the names. Column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then phone number comes first in before invoice. Let's check it. Yeah. So we can copy them now. Now copy from here. Control C. Copy. Let's go back to QuickBooks and go and pay. Okay. Okay, everything in order, no red. Save and close. And there you have it. Now we've added all our vendors. 2 things: how to add single vendors and how to add multiple vendors. So save changes and close it. So we have all the list there. We have the list. We have to what any question? Any question? Okay, no question. What is again? What's the next thing we will look at? I think we are really behind it. Okay, the next thing is the handling invoices and receipts, and the managing bills and payments. Invoices and receipts, bills and payments. Invoices and receipts. Okay, let's see how far we can. The time is. So let's just add like 5 more minutes. So we can start with invoices. So we can continue from there tomorrow. Okay. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, before we start invoices, we have created customer. This Alpha Manufacturing, is it in our list? We have Alpha Manufacturing in our customer list. Yeah. So Alpha Manufacturing is buying steel sheets. We want to sell 20 sheets to Alpha Manufacturing. But in our system, we don't have steel for now. There's nothing like a steel sheet now. What do? It means before we move to invoices, we need to look at inventory. We need to create inventory before we move to what? To invoices. Okay, how do we add inventory? That let's quickly see. We have raw materials. We have raw materials and we have some finished goods there. So we'll start with raw materials today. Let's start with raw materials today. I hope we are getting it, right? Raw material. To access your raw material, if you come to Home tab, we have what is called item and the services. If you come to customer, you have item list. You go to vendor, you have item list. You come to list, you have item list. So you can get your item list from anywhere. So currently now, our item list is what? Is 0. There's no item list here. You don't have item list. You have nothing in our item. And when you click on this, click on new, we have services, non-inventory, other charges. There is no inventory here. In some places, you just create one first, then you go and enable inventory in your edit. You can see that we can't see inventory here. But what we need now is not services, is what? Is inventory. So in some cases, you have to create one first before you come to inventory. But in this case, I think we should also create it without that. Check this box. Inventory and processes are active for this our company. Okay, we will not change this while adding and editing items. Let me close this. Let me cancel this. Cancel it. Okay, I think this will work now. I'm not editing anything again. Okay, content preferences, and we check this box. It's okay. Some fashions has advanced inventory settings. That is enterprise fashion. You can do advanced inventory here. So let me just click OK. QuickBooks must close all the open window. Okay, no problem. We have changed another setting. So you can see how we use preference now to change the settings. The way QuickBooks apply settings. We change. Now let's go back and create another new. Now let's click on new now. Now we should have inventory part. Now have inventory part in our system. Okay, now how do we undo the inventory part? We have material ID, we have material name, unit price, stock quantity, and the supplier. Okay, let's quickly copy them. Oh, Control C, quantity, Control C, and then Control C. Okay, so we have the part number. That is the part number, the inventory number, the item name or numbers, either of the two. The item name or numbers, either of the two can stand there. So I'm going to use the number there now. The part number, if the part adds the number, maybe it's also numbers, all the numbers that you have on your product. If you have the numbers, SKU, all those numbers, you can put them here. And then this particular product is that we are buying. Let me put the name there. The name is steel sheet, and then the same thing there. Steel sheet. That's the name of the product. And this one, I think I'm going to send them in sheets, right? Passing good unit. You can say a sheet. Count this. Count. We want to count them, not in width, not in length. Let's use this. Next, and they're going to use order. Next, sheet. Sheet. And then call it what? Sheet. We just use the SHT. Let's finish. So we have a new you need to measure. So I'm going to measure this in sheets. And preferred vendors, ABC. If you have preferred vendor, you can choose the vendor. This is not compulsory. And the inventory account is already selected. You already have inventory account in the system, which is asset. In inventory, 3 accounts, when you are creating inventory, three accounts are usually affected. We have the cost account. So here you can have cost for sheet if you like. You can have cost for everything. We have cost of sales one, and then we can have revenue also. Revenue of this, of and that, all those things are there. Currently, we have the quantity at hand is how many? 200. Total value is 20 times 5,000. That is like 1 million, right? And then this is remain 0. So this quantity was at the end of the year. Inventory. I hit OK here. So we just created one inventory part now. So I think we've got to the end of the class today. We're going to continue from inventory tomorrow, the same time, 10:30 a.m. So we've set the company, and the lesson is already ongoing. So I think with this, we're going to cover a lot tomorrow. We've done a lot of things as a setup, and we're going to see how the transactions are being posted tomorrow. How to do transactions, how to do reports, and to do other things like that. So we're going to focus on that tomorrow. Okay, now, do you have any comment, question, and observation? Remember, if you are in our group, we'll be having another free session today by 2 p.m., which is on the CAC registration. If you want to learn how to do registration, CAC, you are good to have that. Also, by by weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we'll be having free training on the data entry on Saturday, 2 to 4, data analysis training on Sunday, which is that will be 5 to 6:30. So if you're interested, you can also, the link will be dropped in the group. So the free training will continue for the next 2-3 weekends, for data entry and data analysis also. So while we end the QuickBooks tomorrow, other trainings will continue. If you're interested in today, by 2 p.m. you can see me and learn how to do some business, how to carry out business registration as accredited agent or as a non-accredited agent. How you can do it for yourself, how you can do it for others, and still charge the token on that. Thank you very much for your time. Any questions before we call it a day? Do you have any questions or observations or comments? Mr. Hamza, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Sorry, my own is not question.
Okay.
I wanted to get something from you, sir. When you asked us to check our chat so that we can see the link for all that we are not on the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
You understand? So that we'll get access to that Excel file.
Okay.
So what happened is that my chat is just there blank. I cannot have access to it before I even get the link. So I was suggesting if you can help me maybe with your WhatsApp number, I will text you, then you add me to the group.
Okay, no problem. I'm just writing this. I'm writing the number right away so that you can pick the number.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry. And what's happening now? Okay. So I'm going to expand this for not only for you, for other people who will be interested in having the numbers too. So this or this. The first one only accepts WhatsApp. You all know what this number is in Nigeria. So the number is no longer is like something. So the no network is a no network thing. This one is WhatsApp only. But this one is call and WhatsApp. And WhatsApp. Okay. So this is WhatsApp only, and this is call and WhatsApp. So you can reach out to me, and I will add you to send you the link to join any of our WhatsApp group. So that is that. Mr. Hamza. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Idris.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Mr. Idris? Go ahead with your question or comment. Either your question or your comment. I don't think he's there. But you are unmuted already, Mr. Idris.
Can you hear me?
Okay. I think.
Yeah,
I think
my
it's
question is
yours.
as regards the inventory. I can see that the way the module for the inventory, the chart of accounts is, the inventory is feeding directly into the cost of sales. There are industries just like construction that you use in one of the illustrations. That some of the items that they have in their inventory does not fall into their cost of sales. They just issue it out if need be, maybe for servicing or for repairs. It doesn't constitute part of their cost of sales. How do they bring in inventory?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Idris, for that question. When you set up your inventory, I said 3 accounts are affected. 1, inventory, 2, cost, and 3, income. This account here, if you know that, as it is now, it's not going to any account. The value will only go to inventory until you issue it for either repair or anything. It is after the issue or you sell that it will go into revenue. Now, the cost at this point, if the issuing cost is not going to cost of sales, even this is what we're supposed to use, these are our own. That is the default one. These are our own. If what we are using is not cost of goods sold, hello, exactly. Hello, Mr. Idris. Can you hear me? Please,
I can hear you. It is clear. Thank you.
Okay, so it means that it is not compulsory that it has to be cost of sales. But in most cases, the end result of inventory goes to cost of sales. So which is in the almost like 90% cases. But in the case where it has to go to repair, you just select the repair account, and each time you issue it out, the cost will be debited into the repair account instead of the cost of goods sold account. Okay, so I think there's no question any longer. Okay, thank you very much. You are going to use the same link to join tomorrow's class. So feel free to ask questions in the group or make any comment in the group. If you have any questions, and you can always, when you are practicing and you have issue, you are free to ask questions between today and tomorrow in the WhatsApp group. Thank you very much for your time.